Okay, that'll move us on then to President Johnson's Great Society. What was the name of Kennedy's administration? You remember? New Frontier. Johnson will give the name Great Society for his administration. So his administration in American history will go down as the Great Society. And it basically consisted of 3 political philosophies. So the administration of Lyndon B. Johnson, his own administration, will be known as the Great Society, and it will consist of 3 political philosophies. Number 1, to keep the nation's economy growing strong. To keep the nation's economy growing strong. Did we have a good economy under the Kennedy administration? We did, because we were in good shape. And Johnson's first goal in the Great Society was to keep that good economy growing strong. The second philosophy of the Great Society was to open opportunities tomorrow for all Americans that only a few enjoyed today. To open opportunities tomorrow for all Americans that only a few enjoyed today. To open opportunities tomorrow for all Americans that only a few enjoyed today. So what's he going to give opportunity to? Poorer people, of the average person, because he felt that the people that were enjoying great opportunities were only the wealthy. Okay? And the third part of his Great Society philosophy is he wanted to improve the quality of life for all, not just a chosen few. He wanted to improve the quality of life for all, not just a chosen few. So who is he looking out for? Which is a pretty democratic standard right now. Less fortunate people, okay? Which does include minorities. So that was President Johnson's Great Society and what it stood for. Now we're going to talk about some important legislation that was passed during the Great Society, during the time that Johnson served his own presidency and was putting together his own package. And this first one is really going to be important for me in about 15 years. Okay? Now, this sounds maybe kind of Obama-ish in a way, but President Johnson's top priority during his own term was the issue of medical care. But his issue was pointed at the elderly, not necessarily for everyone, like the Obama administration talked about. So Johnson thought it was very important that he give medical care for the elderly. It was a great move on his part. And so in July of 1965, Johnson signed into law a new bill called the Medicare Bill of 1965. I bet you've all heard of Medicare. You talk to your grandparents, they are quite pleased with Medicare. So it was in July of 1965 that President Johnson, because of his concern for medical care for the elderly, passed the Medicare Bill of 1965. And it provided 3 things to the American people. 3 things. And see if you don't think these make sense. So this new bill, known as the Medicare Bill of 1965, provided the following 3 things to the people in America. Now make sure you get this down so you don't get confused. Number 1, all citizens age 65 and over, which would include people that are 65. Every year I give the test, some kid puts over 65. It's 65 and over. All citizens age 65 and over receive low-cost hospital insurance. All American citizens age 65 and older receive low-cost hospital insurance. Does that mean it was free? No. But they could buy low-cost hospital insurance at a low cost. Now, what's hospital insurance? If you go to where? Okay, unfortunately, my mother-in-law is in the hospital as we speak, where I feel really bad for her. 88 years old, has pneumonia. The bills are going to be incredible. But her Medicare hospital insurance is going to cover that. And they're able to afford that insurance because it is low cost. Okay? Who finances the other part? The government, right? You do as taxpayers. Okay, the second thing the Medicare Bill of 1965 did is all citizens aged 65 and older received low-cost medical insurance. They received low-cost medical insurance. All citizens aged 65 and over received low-cost medical insurance. What did that pay for? Doctor bills, out-of-hospital expenses, like prescriptions, those types of things. Okay, those are the first two and most important things that the Medicare bill did. The third one is one that helps you to a point. The third part of the Medicare bill of 1965 gave all citizens below the age of 65 medical aid through federal grants. It gave all citizens below the age of 65 medical aid through federal grants. Now this was kind of interesting because it's trying to help people, kind of what Obama's coming up with this Obamacare in a different way. And what happened is the federal government, we have 26 individual states here. We got the state of Klingler, the state of Warner, and what the federal government did is they gave them grants. They gave the state of Klingler so much money in a federal grant to use as she saw fit to help people with medical issues and problems under the age of 65 in the state of Klingler. Does that make sense? So the third thing the Medicare bill did is it gave individual states federal grants to help people with medical issues and medical expenses within their own state. Does that make sense? So it ended up helping people over 65 and people under 65 and people that were 65. Now, Obamacare is trying to provide medical insurance, low-cost medical insurance for all citizens. That's the philosophy behind it. Okay? This was different, although it did give some monies. Now, we'll end with that, and I'm going to tell you a really interesting story, but we'll do it in just a second. Any questions? Now,